ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the children for today's session on Gita Wisdom Tales. In the last 5 sessions, we learned 5 virtues from various slokas of Bhagavad Gita. Yesterday, we learned about humility. Before that, we talked about non-violence. And before that, kindness with several stories. Then spiritual vision. And we began our session with determination. So these are the 5 qualities that we have discussed in the last 5 sessions. Today, we will discuss another important quality, that is service to teachers. Apart from having all these personal attributes, we need to also humbly render service to teachers. Submissively ask questions and learn from teachers. So that would be the subject matter for today. We are selecting a shloka from the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 34th shloka. Krishna says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaha. Very easy shloka. Some of you must be knowing this shloka also. Now, someone should recite the first line 3 times. Vihan, Yajat, Tadvidhi pranipatena.
Tadvidhi pranipatena. Roji, can I say the full shloka?
No problem.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadikshyanti te gnanam gnaninastatvadarshina.
Looks like some of you are familiar with this shloka. Let's recite the full shloka. Fine. No need to go line by line. Hasvika, recite. You know full shloka? You can recite? Okay. You can repeat after me. Tadvidhi pranipatena
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
अपेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
उपदेक्ष्यान्ति ते ज्ञानम्
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next. Raju, what's your name? Unmute yourself first. Yeah. Say the
Hare
shloka.
Krishna Prabhuji. Can I sing full shloka, Prabhuji?
Do it.
Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashneena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninastatvadarshinaha. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Next, Vrinda and Vishakha.
Yes, Prabhuji. Tadvidhi paripatena pariprashneena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam gnaninastatvadarshinaha.
You want to recite, Vallabh? Recite. Tadvidhi pranipatena
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next, Aradhita.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
Next, Vaishnavi Radha. You are unmuting yourself. Sri Ram, you can recite.
तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Thank you, Prabhuji.
You. Angel, where are you? I just saw you. Yeah. Angel, recite.
तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
I think some of you or many of you are familiar with the shloka. Therefore, I'll directly go to the meaning. Enough recitations. Okay. I think some wanted to. Sanatana, recite. No problem. Recite.
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यांति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Tadvidhi pranipatena. Now, Krishna is teaching us how to acquire knowledge. You know, this chapter, fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, is entitled Transcendental Knowledge. After Krishna gives some knowledge to Arjuna about his own self, about Krishna's appearance, Krishna's disappearance, Krishna's activities, he speaks many things about himself. So, after Krishna gives some transcendental knowledge to Arjuna, he says that Arjuna, this is the process of acquiring knowledge. You need to go to a guru to acquire knowledge. And how? Tadvidhi. Tadvidhi means you first understand this. Understand the process of acquiring knowledge from a guru. How should you approach a guru? Pranipatena means submissiveness. We should be very submissive, respectful, and obedient to spiritual teachers, any teacher for that matter, because they are giving us knowledge. First quality is submissiveness. Then pariprashnena. Oh, before I go to the next one, why should we be submissive to teachers? Tell me, who will answer this question? Hari, you know? Where is Hari? I just saw him. Fine. Sanvi, tell me, what's the significance of showing submissiveness and obedience in front of teachers?
If we show obedience to our teachers, that means that we respect them, and since they are elder to us, they are our role models and our idol. So we should always be obedient.
Okay, good. Any other reasons? Poshika?
Yes, Prabhuji, they're giving us knowledge now, Prabhuji, so that we have to respect them back.
Okay, you're receiving knowledge and offering respect. Very good. Gita Priya?
I think so. We should respect the teachers because they are giving us knowledge and they are elder to us.
Okay, good. So, very good. So, elder by age, definitely. But even if sometimes a teacher is not elder to us in age, because they have knowledge, we should respect them. Vruddha means elder. But there are multiple types of vruddhas. One is Vayo Vruddha, second is Gnana Vruddha. Vayo Vruddha means one who is elder to us by age. Gnana Vruddha means one who is elder to us by knowledge and by realization. So we need to respect people, and especially when we are learning something from them, we should be submissive and we should not be in a challenging spirit. Clear? That is the first quality. Second is Pariprashnena. Prashna means question. Pariprashnena means relevant questions, good questions, questions that are very useful questions. Sometimes we may ask some really silly questions or idle questions, like they may not have much substance, or we may ask some questions which are not related to the topic. We may divert the topic with our questions, but we need to ask good questions, thoughtful questions, and relevant questions. Fine. Pariprashnena. That's the second quality. Third is sevaya. We need to also render service to gurus. Now we understand, to acquire knowledge, you need to put forward some questions. That's great. And submissiveness also fine. We should be respectful and obedient, and we should offer obeisances. All that is great. But what is this third quality here? Sevaya, service. Why should we render service to teachers? Any logic behind rendering service? Yes, Krishna Priya. Krishiva and Haripriya. Why should you serve our teachers?
Prabhuji, because if we serve to our teachers, we will get knowledge from them. And they will show us mercy also.
Okay, great. Vallabh, what's your opinion on serving Guru?
Because the teachers, they're the one who teach us. We can't learn without them. So we should also serve our teachers.
Okay, good. I want more deeper answers, please. Shubhangi. But thank you, Vallabh. Your point is good. Shubhangi,
we are
sorry, you can unmute yourself once.
we should be serving our gurus as first of all they are like senior to us and we are serving them like they have given us knowledge, so we are serving them, and we are also serving them to attract their blessings and mercy, because without their blessings and mercy we won't be able to understand anything.
Good.
Because
All
they
right.
are the one who are giving us knowledge.
Yes. What's your logic?
If we serve the teacher, then they'll be pleased, and because they're a representative of God, even the Lord will be pleased with us.
When you serve the Lord, when you serve the Guru, Lord will be pleased. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. She's quoting shloka. Very good. Kartikeya, please speak.
Prabhuji, we should serve gurus and teachers because they give us knowledge and they are elders to us. And and if we serve them, they will give knowledge in return, and then we can become a big person in future.
Same points are covered. Children, you should speak some unique things. If you raise your hands only if you have something more than what other kids said. Okay. Hari, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, my is that Krishna says Guru is like Krishna himself. So then when we render service unto Guru, it's like service to Krishna.
Very good. Excellent. One last answer by whom? Who has a unique point, really unique point which has not been covered so far? Gyan. Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. Yes, please give us some Gnan. Unmute yourself first. Yes, Gnan? You are not unmuting, huh?
Prabhu, that we should the teachers will give knowledge for us, Prabhu, and it's normal, and they will lead our life to the right path, Prabhu. With a knowledge, good knowledge, Prabhu.
Okay, with good knowledge, they lead us to the right path. Oh, Madhavi wants to say something. Say. Unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Guru is like our parents and we should serve our parents.
Wow, amazing. Just like you serve our parents, Guru is also like parent. So we should serve. Very good logic, Madhavi. Excellent. Now let's move ahead in our discussion. Upadekshyanti te jnanam. Basically, you need to approach a guru with submissiveness, inquisitiveness, means by asking relevant questions, and service. Three things. Then upadekshyanti, they will give you jnanam, knowledge, because jnaninaha, they themselves are wise. They themselves have a lot of knowledge. And tattvadarshinaha, tattva means truth. Darshi means one who sees, because they are seers of truth. They are tattvadarshis, then therefore they will bestow knowledge upon us. Because unless we have knowledge, we cannot give knowledge to others. Similarly, we need to approach someone who is more knowledgeable than us. Who is a guru? What is the qualification of a guru? Till now, all of you spoke so many good things about how to approach a guru with submissiveness, with relevant inquiries, and with service. But what is the qualification of a guru? Who can be called as a good teacher? You speak mainly from the spiritual context. Even academics also. Who is a good guru? What are the qualifications of a guru? Who will answer? Who hasn't spoken so far? Yeah, Chaitanya Sharma. Where is he? Chaitanya Sharma, tell me the qualifications of a good guru.
should have full knowledge about Krishna.
Full knowledge about Krishna. They should know about Krishna. Good. Any other qualifications of Guru? Vaishnavi Radha?
Acharyas talk about Krishna.
They should talk about Krishna. Okay, good. Then any new Kaira? Qualifications of a Guru. Kaira, you should unmute yourself. You are just raising hand. Unmute. Okay, meanwhile, yes. Pradyumna, you can speak.
They should preach about Krishna.
They should preach about Krishna. This is already covered. We want more qualities. More qualities of a Guru. Okay, Kamakshi and Karthik.
Prabhuji, humility.
Humility, very good quality. Guru should also be humble. A disciple should be humble in front of Guru, but Guru also should be humble in front of his Guru, right? Any other qualities of Guru?
Tolerance and patience.
Okay, all Vaishnava.
Disciple.
Tolerance.
Kindness.
Huh?
Kindness.
Kindness. Guru should be kind. Guru should be tolerant. Means sometimes the students may ask certain questions and Guru should not just smash them or become angry at them. Of course, sometimes when the students become little mischievous, Guru may have to be little heavy. But generally speaking, Guru should be kind and compassionate. Okay. Then Ishmita, tell me, what qualities do you expect from a teacher?
They should preach what they teach us, and also they're equal to everyone.
They're equal to everyone. Guru should not have partiality. Right? That's a very good quality. Thank you, Ishmita. Vrinda?
I don't want they think before they say they control their words. They are not proud that they don't get angry.
Very good. They should think before they speak. They should not just speak anything that comes to their mind. Okay, Sri Sanvi. All smaller children are speaking very good points. Yeah, Sri Sanvi.
They should clarify the doubts of their disciples.
Clarify the doubt. Any other question? Any other quality of a guru?
Prabhuji, can I follow? Prabhuji, so the one who leads us to the pathway of Krishna, because we can't, because he's the one who lets us liberate and go back to Godhead.
In the spiritual context, a guru should be Krishna conscious and guru should guide the disciples in Krishna consciousness. Excellent answer.
Prabhuji, Guru is the person who had got self-realization.
Okay, guru is self-realized.
And Prabhuji, Guru always, even if a person is bad, he'll obviously scold them, but he will also look at the good side of that person and what good qualities they have.
Guru should see the good side of the disciple instead of rejecting the student, saying that, oh, you have these is bad qualities. We should not fail to recognize the good of a student. Govinda?
Guruji, I could unmute myself now.
No problem. Govinda, you can speak.
His guru gave the knowledge, but the guru does not change the knowledge. He keeps the knowledge from his guru the same.
Wow, amazing. The quality that you have highlighted. The guru transparently transmits the transcendental teachings to the students. They don't concoct anything. They don't imagine anything. They don't misinterpret anything. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Govinda. I'm learning a lot from you. You are my gurus now. All fine. Now, any more qualities, or should we just go ahead in our discussion? I see at least 20-30 hands here. Let me go with Nikshita. What are the qualities of Guru?
Happiness and distress both same.
They must accept happiness and distress same.
They should have equanimity. They should accept happiness and distress similarly. Basically, they should understand the temporary nature of this world. Thank you so much, children. I know all of you have a lot of expectations from a guru, and you know various qualities of a guru. But we'll go into the discussion. So, one can progress on spiritual path effectively only with the help of a reliable guru. Why I said reliable is not every guru teaches about God. Not every guru has all the qualities that you have mentioned. So, a reliable guru is one who is selfless, who is non envious, who sincerely desires the welfare of the student. Guru is a genuine well-wisher, just like parents are genuine well-wishers of children. Similarly, Guru also like a parent, another parent, genuinely should desire the welfare of the student. As one little child just now said, Madhavi said, Guru is like parent. Actually, in the Vedic culture, people are called Dvijas. Dvija means twice born. First birth is from parents, second birth is from a spiritual teacher, spiritual master, Guru. So, taking initiation from a teacher, Guru, learning spiritual subject matter from Guru is like second birth only for a human being. So, Guru is also like a parent. Not by independent study of books. We cannot understand spiritual secrets and about the Supreme Lord by independently studying the books. We understand something, but to understand it deeply, we need to depend on the realization of a Guru. And we need to approach Guru to show the right way, not to sanction our own concocted way. Sometimes we think that this is right. We want to do this thing. We go to Guru and then say, I want approval from you. Please tell me this is right. I will do it. So don't tell them what you want to hear. Don't expect them to speak what you want to hear. You just go there with an open mind. Allow them to correct you. We should give liberty to the Guru to correct us. Then we will be benefited. So if I have a cup, if the cup is empty, then I can pour something into it. I can pour some milk into it, right? If the cup is empty. If the cup is filled with sand or some mitti, or if the cup is filled with water or some other substance, whatever milk I pour will just overflow, it will not enter. Similarly, we need to go to Guru with an open mind. Of course, you can have your own thought process, analysis, your own intelligence is there. And that does not mean when you go to Guru, you just completely keep aside your intelligence. That's not the lesson here. You should be thoughtful, definitely. At the same time, you should be open minded in such a way that if Guru gives another perspective, a deeper understanding of the subject, you should be open to learn it. You should not think that whatever I know is correct. You should upgrade your understanding by asking a more experienced devotee, basically Guru. Fine. So, service to Guru is very important. As many children have very nicely spoken about the importance of service to Guru, let me just speak a little more, just add a few more things to what you said. When you read books or when you even hear from a Guru, you will get knowledge, definitely. But that knowledge is more like information, and for that knowledge to become a practical realization, the theoretical knowledge to become a practical realization, we need to render service. Because Guru may teach us, you should be humble, you should be tolerant, you should be grateful, you should do service like this, you should do service like that. So Guru may give us so many instructions. We sincerely hear, note down some points, write them in exams, get good marks. That's great. You understood what is supposed to be done. But when you actually render service to Guru along with other students or disciples of Guru, then you will understand how much you understood. Basically, in a classroom, you learn if I mix this chemical with that chemical, this will be the reaction. But when you go to chemistry lab, how many of you did some experiments in chemistry lab? Anyone? You have done any experiments in the chemistry lab? Maybe some of you are too young to enter a chemistry lab. Yeah, some people have done. Karthik has done. Mm. There, you may mix certain chemicals and you'll see the reaction. You will just note down the observations and all. So in the classroom, the teacher teaches, if you do this experiment, this will be the result. But when on the practical grounds, when you enter the practical laboratory, then you actually do that experiment, then you will understand. You will see it with your own eyes. Similarly, when we hear from a guru, we'll get some knowledge. But when you render service to guru, or service spoken by guru, service instructed by guru, then you will realize it, you will absorb it, you will internalize it, you will go deep into what you have learned, heard. Therefore, three qualities are required. Pranipata means surrender or submissiveness. Pariprashna, relevant inquiry. Seva, service. All three are required for us to learn from a guru. And no blind following, by the way. Blindly don't follow, just ask what exactly is the issue. If you have any doubts, you can ask. But no absurd inquiries. Ask some thoughtful questions, not very silly questions or distractive questions, but ask very relevant questions. So then our asking of questions will be more fruitful. Right? We have so many examples in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vidura accepted Maitreya as his guru. Vyasadeva accepted Narada Muni as his guru. Sutta Goswami learned Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. Even when the Supreme Lord Krishna descends in the form of a human being in this world, he learns from Sandipani Muni. He accepts the Guru, Sandipani Muni, and learns everything from him and humbly renders service to him also. What service did Krishna do to Sandipani Muni? Can anyone tell me? Sandipani Muni, you know the story, right? From the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Sandipani Muni was the Guru of Krishna and Balaram. What service did they do to their Guru? Who will say? Riyansh, you can say.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Krishna brought the son of Sandipani Muni from Yamaraj, and Krishna again brought Sandipani Muni's lost son to him.
Correct, that's a service. Any other service that Krishna did along with Sudama, especially? Karthik, you can say. You can say, Karthik.
Yeah, Prabhuji, in the great storm, he brought the dry sticks for Sandipa Muni.
Collected firewood from the forest. Krishna knows magic. Krishna is the source of all powers. If he wants, he can just manifest firewood like this. Let there be firewood. So much firewood will come. Krishna can swallow fire also. But still, Krishna kept aside all his great mystic powers and he assumed the role of a normal human child and sincerely rendered service by entering the forest himself and collecting the firewood with his own hands. And he was also friendly with Sudama. So this is how we need to extend ourselves to render service to Guru. Now Ram and Lakshman also had gurus. Who are the gurus of Ram and Lakshman? Tell me. Aradhita.
Prabhuji, Vashishta Muni and Vishwamitra Muni.
Vashishta Muni and Vishwamitra Muni, two gurus. So Ram is also willing to accept Guru. So even the Lord accepts Guru. What's our problem? So responsibility of a bona fide Guru is that all of you have already spoken. Guru should not be envious of the disciple. Guru should be very kind and compassionate and patiently, without any partiality, give education to Guru. Clear? Now let's discuss some stories about service to Guru. Just now you spoke. I will again repeat this. See, Krishna and Sudama, as two little boys, they were in the hermitage of Sandipani Muni. Sandipani Muni was in Avantipur at that time, like Ujjain now. So Sandipani Muni was having a Gurukul, and Krishna, Balaram, Sudama, all of them joined his Gurukul, and Vasudeva had sent Krishna and Balaram to get education. In those days, students would go to teacher's school, teacher's ashram, and stayed there, received education, also did a lot of service with the Guru. So one day, Krishna and Balaram were sent by Sandipani Muni's wife into the forest just to collect some firewood. So they went, and suddenly there was a great storm, and they were caught up in this flood. Flood waters are everywhere. It's an unseasonal storm. And meanwhile, Sandipani Muni as Guru, he was very, very anxious of the safety of Krishna and Sudama. Because everything is dark, it's raining everywhere. There are no street lights in those days. So there are no lights in the smartphone in those days. So he could not just go out only. He was sitting in the hermitage. He was extremely anxious for the safety of Krishna and Balram. He was constantly thinking about them, and that way whole night passed. And what was Krishna and Sudama doing during the night? They were holding each other's hands. They could not see anything. Krishna and Sudama, they could not see anything in the forest. And as I said, Krishna is self-effulgent. He has a self-effulgent body. He can see anything. In his childhood, when Krishna went to some gopis' homes to steal butter, the gopis would keep the butter in dark rooms. What would Krishna do? Anyone knows? How would Krishna steal when they kept butter in dark rooms? Who hasn't spoken so far? Gaurangi?
Who used to go and then he used to let the calves untied, and then all the house people will go.
Not this. I'm asking, when the gopis hid their butter pots in dark rooms, how would Krishna steal? Chaitanya, you know the answer?
We actually got
two answers. One by the door, because the sun, and one Krishna's jewels.
Krishna would illuminate the entire dark room with the brilliance of his jewels. And Krishna himself has a self-effulgent body. So there is no darkness only. By the way, when Indra created a devastating rainfall in Vrindavan, Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain, and mountain was on top of his. And Seshanag, Ananta Sesha, he was coiling the entire boundary of Govardhan mountain to create a protective wall around Govardhan mountain so that the floodwaters wouldn't come under Govardhan. So from top, Govardhan is protecting them from rain. From sides, Anantasesha is protecting them from rain. But inside everything should be dark, right? But there's no darkness. Krishna's body is self-effulgent. Of course, all the Vrajavasis' bodies were also self-effulgent. So there was complete shine there, brilliance. There is no darkness. In that sense, no darkness will affect Krishna. But still, Krishna experienced darkness and he could not see anything when there was a flood. When he went to collect firewood in the forest along with Sudama. Why? Krishna kept aside all his powers. As a humble student of Sandipani Muni, he kept aside all his powers and he acted like a normal human child. Fine. So Krishna and Sudama were caught up in the fire. They collected some firewood. They were holding the firewood in hands. And but it's dark everywhere. There are floodwaters everywhere. There is no difference between highlands and lowlands. So at the time, they held each other's hands. Now there is an important lesson that all of us have to learn in this. You know what is that? Can anyone guess what's the lesson that we can learn by the behavior of Krishna and Sudama during the flood? Any new kids who haven't spoken? Akira. Arika, sorry. Arika, what's your answer?
Prabhuji, you were saying about the dark. That's why they kept in the dark and they go and check in the window, and then Krishna and Balram went and inside and they eat makhan. They see and then they come and then they see that Krishna and Balram. Then they complain to Yashoda Maiya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Then Sri Krishna, you got the question? Sri Krishna Harini, you got the question what I asked?
Prabhuji, you were telling about that lesson, right? What is the of the lesson?
Sudama, when they were lost in the flood waters in the forest.
Prabhuji, is it about teamwork? I don't really know the story.
Teamwork is a good point, good lesson. Okay, any other lesson? Let's hear from Anandini. Anandini?
Yes, Prabhuji. So we learned that we should have faith on Krishna, like how Sudama had faith and he held Krishna's hand tightly.
That's a good lesson, definitely. But Krishna is acting like a friend of Sudama, not like Supreme Personality of Godhead at this moment. Okay, any other lesson? But it's a good lesson. Any other lesson? Purni, what's your understanding? Say that.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, in any situations we didn't get scared by any situations we are in any situations also, we didn't scared of anything, Prabhuji.
I didn't get somehow. There is a lot of background noise. Children, please ensure that when you raise your hand, your background is little silent and not so much noise. Okay. Yes, Sri Ram. Tell me about Sri Krishna.
Prabhuji, a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Friend indeed is a friend indeed. That's a good lesson. Excellent. Anything else? Any more lessons? Thoughts? Krishna Priya, how can you be silent? You should say something.
Prabhuji, in this I learned in this teamwork, I learned that we should trust the other person who we work with.
Good. Trust.
Like
Okay, good.
Sudama trusts Krishna and Krishna trusts Sudama in this
Ah.
teamwork that we will help each other and we will somehow reach the ashram in time.
Good point. Next, Shivansh. Shivansh, come closer and speak.
Prabhuji, so I think the lesson in this story is the point where Krishna and Sudama were still stuck in a storm, but with the service attitude to their guru, they still waited until the storm was over and they didn't go back to the ashram until they collected all the wood.
Okay, good. I want to hear a little more. Any more? Anior. Bhumi, you want to say something?
They were being submissive to. So Sudama was being submissive to Krishna.
Okay. One last opinion. Who will answer this? I'm just selecting somebody. Purni already said something. Ronak Roy, you didn't speak anything.
The lesson we get from this is that we should always have faith in our friends, and we should make teamwork with our friends. And if we work with our friends, that we can do anything we want.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
my point is unity for service of Guru.
Unity for
working towards a common goal.
common goal. Very good, very good. Very enlivening. All of you gave very good perspectives. Let me just add a few points. Sudama and Krishna. Now, Krishna is not acting like God. Krishna is like a normal student of a guru, as good as Sudama. Fine. So, Krishna and Sudama went into the forest to do some service to Guru to collect firewood. And when there is flood, they held each other's hand like this. They have two hands, right? Each of them had two hands. At that time, Krishna did not have four hands. He had only two hands. So they had two hands. With one hand, they were holding the firewood. With another hand, they were holding the friend's hand. So Krishna and Sudama held each other's hand with one hand. With the other hand, they were holding firewood. The lesson here is that in this world, when we are practicing bhakti and when we are serving Guru and Vaishnavas, there will be so many difficulties, so many problems. Amidst all those problems, you know what is the hope? Number one, association of other devotees. Number two, service to Guru. With one hand, they are holding on to the service to Guru. With another hand, they are holding on to each other. So we should never leave the association of devotees, and we should never leave service to Guru. So these two things are protection for us to survive in bhakti. You got it? This is okay? All of you spoke very beautiful lessons. I have learned a lot from you, but this is like one little lesson from my side also. Okay, thank you. In this way, Sudama and Krishna passed the whole night holding onto each other's hands. Then early morning, sun rose in the sky. Very beautiful, very brilliant. No flood anymore. no rainwaters anymore. People are able to see everything clearly. Then whole night Sandipani could not sleep. So early morning, he just took some of his disciples and went out to search for Sudama and Krishna. Then Sudama and Krishna holding the firewood, they were coming back to the ashram. On the way, both Guru and disciples met. And Sandipani embraced Sudama and Krishna and expressed so much of happiness for their dedicated service and because they held on to each other. Because if they don't hold on to each other in such darkness and floodwaters, what would happen? They will miss each other. They will be lost. Sudama will be in one corner of the forest, Krishna will be in another corner of the forest. So we should not leave each other when there is difficulty. We should hold on to each other. You said teamwork and camaraderie and common goal, etc. Many things you said. Hmm. But one very fine and subtle thing is holding on to each other. So we get strength in association. Association of other devotees is the greatest source of strength. Although there are differences of opinion, although differences are there in working styles, still please be in the association of devotees. Have devotee friends, right? Thank you very much. Then Sandipani gave them a blessing. Can anyone guess what blessing did Sandipani gave to Krishna and Sudama? Who will guess the blessing? If you are Guru, what would you bless your students? Who will answer this question? Sanatana, speak.
Your all desires will be fulfilled.
All desires should be fulfilled. Very good. Ayansh?
Prabhuji, I would have said to them that you can, I would have blessed them to have some things like they would like to do. I would have asked them what they want and then blessed them.
Okay. Now you guess what blessing Sandipani must have given to Krishna and Sudama. Radhe, you can guess. Or you can
That
say.
they both will always stay together.
Very good. Fine. Let me only share. All whatever you spoke till now, it's very good and it's a desirable blessing. But I will speak what Sandipani has actually spoke to them. Sandipani said, "My dear children, may you always remember all the mantras that I have taught you. May the meanings of all the mantras that I have taught you will never be lost. Means, may you always remember the meanings, may you always apply the teachings that I have given you. Sometimes we know many things, but when an appropriate time comes, we may not be able to apply the lesson that we have learned. So in the class, you learn that anger is bad. You should not be angry. The other day, I think our little Ankita was asking how to control anger, and I gave a dare formula, right? So you may know the dare formula, but when actual situation comes, when somebody provokes us, agitates us, tempts us, we may not be able to remember the dare formula. We may become angry. Now I spoke in the class, but when someone actually creates a situation that provokes me, I may not be able to remember the dare formula that I just spoke. I may become angry at them, right? So, although we know so many things, we may not be able to apply the teachings, right? The blessing that Sandipani has given to Krishna and Sudama is that may you always remember the lessons that you have learned from me. May you always retain the ability to apply the teachings that you have acquired from me because they please their Guru. It's not that we should just acquire information and knowledge from Guru, we should also be able to apply that knowledge. We should put that into practice. So all the virtues that we are learning from last 6 days, we have been learning so many virtues like humility, equal vision. And we have learned so much about equal vision. When you go to your school and you may find, say, a chubby boy and a skinny boy. No, you should not discriminate them based on their physical bodies, physical structures. You should respect them that both are children of God, right? That's called application of what you have learned. So we should not just learn things, we should be able to apply things also. So Sandipani blessed them that may you apply things. For example, in a mathematics classroom, the teacher is speaking so many things and you learn so many formulas and you may even maintain a book also, writing all the important formulas. A plus B whole square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. Right? You know this formula? So you must have written all these formulas nicely. And in the exam, some question comes and you won't be able to remember that formula. My God, I should apply this formula now. You forgot. Did it happen to you anytime? You know the formula, but you forgot to use the formula to solve a problem, mathematics problem in the exam. Did it happen to you anytime? Kaira had experience. Vaibhavi had experience. Riyansh, many of you had some experience. It's like that. So we should not just gather information or learn from a guru. We should put them into practice. For that, we need to repeatedly revise. Therefore, we need to render service to Guru, and Guru will give you blessings so that you remember what you have learned and you will be able to apply what you have learned. Right? So this is important. Sometimes we remember also. In the right context, for example, somebody provoked you, you become angry. You're about to become angry. Then you remember DARE formula. Although you remember, still you won't be able to apply. You prefer not to apply it. No, I think DARE formula doesn't apply here. I should just attack formula I should do. I should apply attack formula. Let me just counteract. So although we remember also, we won't be able to apply. So we should remember and we should be able to apply also. That's the blessing. Can you please tell me the name of one disciple who displeased his guru and guru cursed him? Instead of blessing him, guru cursed him, saying that may you forget what I taught you. So here Sandipani Muni is blessing his disciples, may you always remember and apply what I taught you. And here is another guru who cursed his disciples, saying that may you forget what I taught you. Who will say that? Who has been silent so far? Who hasn't spoken? Uttara did not speak. Uttara, speak.
Prabhuji, Hanuman.
Hanuman. Okay, that was like innocent, childish mischief. Okay, any other names? Yashoda.
Parishram.
Ashram. Are you sure? You are speaking about Guru.
Karna.
The context is correct. Parishram is the Guru. Karna is the disciple. Karna cheated and acquired a lot of knowledge from Guru. Right? There is Pariprashna. He asked relevant questions, acquired knowledge. He also showed Pranipata. He was submissive also. He was submissive, obedient, but he did not have that honesty within him. So later when Parshuram recognized the deception of Karna, he said, may you forget whatever I spoke. Or when the right time comes, you will forget. That's how he cursed. So this is how we experience some bad things when we displease gurus. Fine. Kaira, you want to share something?
Yes, Prabhuji. I remember that Dashratha, I think that when the guru had cursed him that if he'll go up that hill, his head will shatter into pieces.
Correct. Fine. So now we will discuss another story. This is the story of Upamanyu. Very interesting story. There is a great sage named Dhaumya. He is the priest of Pandavas. Fine. He's a very wonderful sage. And he had a nice ashram. So many wonderful disciples he had. And one of the disciples is very young boy named Upamanyu. He's very simple, very innocent, definitely very submissive. He had great service attitude. But he's not that scholarly or intelligent or academic oriented. He wouldn't even attend classes properly. But he's always respectful to Guru, simple-hearted, right? No cunningness, no hypocrisy, no duplicity. But he's not that intelligent. He wouldn't attend classes. But other students would say that you are useless. You don't know much. So they kind of tease him. But Dhaumya was always affectionate towards Upamanyu. Although he's not attending classes, although he's not learning shlokas, but still he's a very good student. Sometimes some kids may respond so nicely. They're very intelligent, very thoughtful, but some are very innocent. They may not speak much. But that does not mean they are not learning anything. That does not mean they are not sincere. Even silent children, silent students also are very great many times. Upamanyu is a great example. So Dhaumya is always affectionate towards Upamanyu. So he was studious. Although he wouldn't attend classes, still he is very studious. So Dhaumya, once he had given a service to uh, Upamanyu, he said, "You should serve the cows. Take care of the cows so nicely." Then this Upamanyu would take the cows to the forest like a cowhead boy, and he would allow the cows to eat green grass, and other boys continued to make fun of him. So one day, Dhaumya wanted to test Upamanyu, just to prove to the other boys that you are teasing this Upamanyu always. Please understand how great he is. I will put. So internally, he thought like that and said, and asked Upamanyu. He said, "My dear child, you look so healthy. You look so fit. What do you eat?" Then Upamanyu replied, saying that, "My dear Guru, I eat food that I get by begging." Because in those days, people would even go out and beg. Nowadays, education system is a little different. But in the olden days, these Brahmana gurus had their students, and the disciples would go out and beg Brahmanas, and it's bona fide. So I would go out, beg, and eat. Then Guru said, Dhaumya said, "Hey, you should not eat directly. First, you should offer whatever food that you beg from outside, you should offer it to Guru. Then with Guru's permission, you should eat. That's a culture." He said, then Upamanyu said, "Yes, my dear Guru, I didn't know this. Next time, whatever I beg, I will offer it to you." Then Upamanyu was offering. After a few days, Dhaumya called Upamanyu and said, "Hey, you look still very healthy, very stout and very fat. How come you are still so healthy?" And then Upamanyu said, "Once I go out for begging and offer you whatever I beg, I will go for the second round of begging. Then I will eat whatever I get in the second round." Then Dhaumya said, "Whatever you get in second round also you should give me only. You are not supposed to eat that." Then Dhaumya, when he said like that, Upamanyu said, "Okay, fine, I will do that." Then Dhaumya asked Upamanyu after a few days, "Upamanyu, you are still looking very fat. You have not lost any weight. What do you eat?" Then the boy replied that, "Because you gave me the service to serve cows, I go and drink their milk. I will not eat, but I go and drink their milk." Then Dhaumya said, "From now onwards, without my permission, you will not even consume milk." After a few days, again Dhaumya asked Upamanyu, "What's happening? You're still looking so healthy and fat. What's the secret of your health? Without eating food, how can you be so healthy?" Then Upamanyu said that, "My dear Guru, after the after the calf drinks milk from the cow, I would take some foam of milk from calf's mouth and I would eat that." And Dhaumya said, "You should not eat that also." Then Upamanyu said, "My God, children, don't misunderstand Dhaumya. Apparently, in this story, Dhaumya may be looking very rude, not allowing Upamanyu to eat, but Dhaumya is only testing him. Right? It's not that Dhaumya did not have any affection or kindness towards Upamanyu. Don't misunderstand him. He's only testing him." So then Upamanyu stopped eating that also. He became very hungry because he stopped eating completely. Then Upamanyu went out for grazing as usual, along with the cows. He felt extremely hungry. He could not tolerate his hunger at all. Then he saw a plant. He took the leaves of the plant and ate the plant. Unfortunately, the plant was a poisonous plant. And Upamanyu became blind because of the poison. And he could not see anything. Aimlessly, he was wandering throughout the forest and he fell in a well. In those days, there were big wells. So he just fell in a well. He could not see anything. And meanwhile, Dhaumya became so worried. Upamanyu would go to the forest and graze the cows, and he would come back in the evening. Now it's late in the evening, he did not return yet. What happened to him? He became extremely worried. Then he started searching for Upamanyu. There was no flood at that time, so he could search. Sandeepanmani could not search for Krishna and Balaram because it was dark outside, but Dhaumya could come out and search for Upamanyu. So he was calling along with other disciples. Upamanyu, where are you? Upamanyu, where are you? Please come. Then Upamanyu heard his guru's voice. Then he replied, "Oh, my dear guru, my master, I don't know where I am because I can't see anything, but I can hear your voice." Then Dhaumya understood that Upamanyu lost his sight and said, "My dear son, wherever you are, you should not worry at all. You should offer a prayer to Ashwini Kumaras." Who are Ashwini Kumaras? Anyone knows? Who are the Ashwini Kumaras? Ananya?
Prabhuji, Ashwini Kumar are the demigods of medical health.
Ashwini Kumaras are doctors in the upper planets. So just like human beings have some doctors, right, to treat them. Similarly, in the upper planets also, in the heavenly planets also, there are some doctors. Ashwini Kumaras are those doctors. Let me show you the picture. Yeah, here it is. So Dhaumya asked Upamanyu, "You should not worry. You should just pray to Ashwini Kumaras. They will protect you." Then he prayed to Ashwini Kumaras. Then Ashwini Kumaras, both of them, they're like brothers, Devatas. They appeared in front of Upamanyu. And Upamanyu felt very happy. He could not see them, but he offered prayers to them. And pleased with this little boy's devotion, Ashwini Kumaras at once gave him sight. And he was able to see. Then, actually, they did not immediately give him sight. They said that, "My dear boy, now here is a special herb. You should eat it. You should accept this medicine. Eat this medicine, then you will restore your sight. You will be able to see." Then you know what Upamanyu said? "Without my guru's permission, I should not eat anything. I have taken a vow not to eat anything without my guru's permission. Therefore, I will not eat this medicine." Then Ashwini Kumara said, "If you don't eat medicine, if you don't consume this medicine, you will not get your eyes back." Then Upamanyu said, "That's okay, no problem. Even if I don't get eyes, no problem. I will just follow the instruction of my guru." Then Dhaumya was very pleased with Upamanyu. He was hearing all this conversation from a distance. He said that, "My dear child, you should accept that medicine." Then he accepted the medicine and he restored his sight. Therefore, in this whole situation, Dhaumya is a great sage. He was only testing Upamanyu. He had the ability to restore the sight of Upamanyu also. Therefore, he tested Upamanyu like this. So basically, the lesson that we can learn from this is knowledge is received by submissive service to teachers. And of course, we cannot set the greatest example set by Upamanyu. He's on a very, very high platform, but we can just take our baby steps to cultivate submissiveness and render service to gurus. We cannot go to such a high platform. Just like Shibi Maharaj, we were discussing about kindness and compassion a few days back, right? Shibi Maharaj, just to protect a little dog, he gave flesh from his own body. We won't be able to do that. Don't imitate them. But just understand to what extent some great souls have showed some submissiveness or service attitude or compassion, and let's try to imbibe that spirit by taking our little baby steps. Okay. Thank you, children. Very, very happy. I went way beyond time today because the stories that we discussed today are quite long stories. I think we'll conclude here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If you have any questions or comments, or if you want to share your favorite lessons from today's discussion, then please. I'll prioritize those kids who haven't spoken anything today. Diksha, you can speak.
Prabhuji, we should respect elders and teachers.
Good.
Prabhuji.
Sri Sanvi.
Prabhuji, what is the bear formula?
Unmute yourself. Formula. Unmute yourself.
D for delay.
D for delay.
A for elimination. R for rewind. And E for empathy.
Empathy. Very good. You got it, Sanvi? Basically, this dare formula is meant to be applied when you become angry. when somebody teases you or troubles you in some way, you become very angry. When they said something or did something that brought anger in you, so instead of immediately showing your anger, you need to pause. You need to apply this DARE formula. Delay. You should delay expression of anger. Don't shout at them immediately. Delay it. Wait for a while. So when you are waiting, A for analyze. Analyze the situation. Why did they behave like that? Analyze the cause of your anger. And also analyze the consequence of your anger. If I become angry and shout at them, what will be the consequence? What will be the result? I will lose friendship with them. So you should basically understand the cause, analyze the cause of what they have done, and analyze the consequence of what you will be doing. Right? DA. R for refine. Refine your response. Once you wait, delay, and analyze, your response will be more refined. Instead of saying, "Hey, why did you do like this?" You will say, "Oh, why did you do like this?" You will ask in a very mild and gentle manner. That is R. Refine your response. E for empathy. Empathy means you try to think from their side. You think from their side instead of thinking only from your side. They hurt me, they spoke like this. But why did they speak like this? You should think from their side. Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any other point? Etasha. Right? That's your name? Unmute yourself. Etasha.
Prabhuji, even Krishna has in his heart golden hairs in that Radharani stays, no?
Even Krishna has what?
Krishna has in his chest golden hairs that Radharani stays.
Correct. So that's called Srivatsa mark. Okay. Next, who will speak next? Harshita.
Prabhuji, can you repeat the shloka and the meaning of the shloka?
Oh, I should repeat the meaning and sloka. Fine, let's just do it once because of her desire. तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. The meaning of the shloka is we need to approach a guru with submissiveness and ask relevant questions and render service to guru. Then they will give us knowledge because they are wise and they are the seers of truth. That's the meaning of the shloka. Fine. Thank you. Any other point from today's class, Ananya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The point I liked is that every guru doesn't teach only from books but also from their heart.
Good. Siddhant? Siddhant, unmute yourself.
Yes. Prabhuji, I had a doubt that you had first in the class you had told that we should be submissive towards the gurus and all, but whenever we're reading Bhagavad Gita, if we're reading Bhagavad Gita and we don't have a guru right in front of us immediately, so how should we approach it? So how should we get knowledge from it?
Very good. So sometimes we may not have access to guru. We may not have a guru right in front of us. And it's not possible that a guru is always in front of us. Sometimes guru may be far away. But sometimes we have opportunities to meet the teacher, right? Your school teachers, you may meet them every day. But some other teachers, once in a week or once in a month or sometime like that. So whenever you meet, you keep all your questions together and then ask. Fine. So whatever you want to share, whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to inform, all that you write down somewhere, and whenever you meet your guru, you can speak. Okay. So sometimes it may not be so accessible and available. Therefore, you need to wait for the occasional meetings with guru, because guru has to give his time to all the disciples, right?
Prabhuji, my
Yes,
doubt,
Prabhu.
it wasn't completely clear. I know you gave me this answer, but it wasn't completely clear. So whenever we are approaching Bhagavad Gita without a guru, how should we approach it?
So Bhagavad Gita, why should you approach without a guru? You can always learn from some teacher of Bhagavad Gita. Of course, self-study is important. Okay, learning from Guru is important, but self-study is also important. First, like whatever is your nearest temple, you can always go to the temple and then see if Gita courses are going on. Most temples have Gita courses running. And definitely you have your parents with you. They know Gita better than you, isn't it? So they are your gurus. Maybe you have some devotees, senior devotees in your locality, you can always go and ask. So you may have your self-study, but you can learn from some sources. Makes sense?
Makes sense. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Vallabh, you can speak now.
Yes, Prabhuji, I just had a doubt in my mind when Sandeep Muni gave the blessing that they can use the Lord Krishna and Sudama can use like use like whatever he will always remember whatever he taught them and like whatever and they can use it ever anytime they like. So like when Krishna used to steal the butter from the gopis' house, didn't Sandeepani even say not to steal? Then why did they steal?
I went to Sandipani school where all his stealing pastimes are over. Krishna was doing his stealing pastimes when he was very young, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year old. But Krishna went to Sandipanamani school after he shifted to Mathura. At the time he was 11, 12, whatever. And he's quite older. So butter stealing pastimes are over. Okay, Krishna joined school after stealing all that. Okay, thank you. Yes, Vrinda. Vrinda.
Question, but I don't know if it was really, really like a question to this session. Why do so many problems come when we come into devotional service?
Somehow I could not follow you, Vrinda. Can you please repeat your question?
I don't know if this is really like really good to ask this question right now, but why do
Vrinda, I have an idea for you. Huh? Can you just type your question or take help from your parents and type your question in chat box?
Yeah.
Try that. Huh? Meanwhile, I'll take another question. Thank you. Kaira?
The best part from today's session was
Oh, unmute yourself. Kaira.
sorry. The best part from today's session, I thought it was that the explanation of that cup, and we have to go to approach a guru with an open mind, or if there is any substance in the cup, and if you keep on pouring more, it'll overflow.
Correct. You always catch very fine lesson. Thank you for that. Okay, next.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Ashrit?
Prabhuji, I really like the stories you shared and also the lesson that every time like we also need a devotee by our side if we are facing any problem. But Prabhuji, what if the other devotee doesn't want to be on our side and leaves our hand? So that in that case, what do we do?
There are hundreds and thousands of devotees around us, right? In that case, only Sudama and Krishna, only two of them were caught alone in the floods. But in our case, we have so many devotees around us. All devotees may not be our close friends. Sometimes we are more compatible with, we are very close to some devotees, and with some devotees we have like limited relationship because of nature's mismatch or priorities mismatch or whatever. So you respect them, but you may not be so close to them because you have your own close friend circle and they have their own close friend circle, right? So you can make friends.
But what if in some case you're stuck with the devotee which you're not like really close friends with?
touch with one devotee whom we
Yes.
are to make friendship and on that spot. The
What if they're
circumstance
not ready to be friends?
you need to mention you need to make them understand the importance of being together. Because only two of us are there devotees. If you are not friendly with me, or if I am not friendly with you, how will we survive? So try to make them understand the importance of being together. If they still don't, you can offer a prayer to the Lord. Okay. But such
Thank you.
situations are, you can always take support from your parents or some other devotees who are more seniors to you, who will do the needful to educate the other devotee. Fine.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Next, Lakshmi.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have a doubt, Prabhuji. If we hurt anyone, how to correct that mistakes, Prabhuji?
If you hurt somebody, you need to do some things. First, admit that you have done a mistake. Don't hide it. Fine. So realize the mistake, you admit it instead of hiding it, and you apologize for the mistake. I'm sorry for that. Don't try to possible rectify the mistake. Remember the mistake to remain humble also. So you should don't hide it. Be honest. Honesty is the best policy. Next,
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Why did Preetu Maharaj chase Mother Earth?
my God, that's out of focus. We are going to Bhagavatam. We are discussing Bhagavad Gita.
I
think
read it in a book and I still didn't understand.
I will answer shortly because many other smaller children are there.
Okay.
Basically, Maharaj became angry with Mother Earth because she was not giving her natural resources like grains for the survival of his citizens. Therefore, he became angry. But later, Mother Earth clarified to him that I have hidden all the grains because till now Vena was ruling and many people were not conducting sacrifices and not treating me properly. Now that you have become the king, I will give you all the grains. Then he accepted her as his daughter. Okay.
Thank
You.
you.
Children, I would like to take more questions, but it's already almost 6:15. I'm not sure how many more I can take. Aradhya, you can ask. I'll take 2, 3. Aradhya.
I just wanted to say that I think Vrinda was trying to ask the question that why do we get so many hardships when we enter devotional service?
Oh, really? Vrinda, that was your question? But you are so small. How can you have hardships in devotional service? But anyways, now that you have asked, I will answer the question. When we practice bhakti, sometimes we may make some offenses, right? Some mistakes we do, right? While chanting or while worshipping the deities or while cooking for the deities or while dealing with other devotees, we may make some small mistakes. As a response to those mistakes, we may get little suffering. Okay. That suffering is meant for our purification. That purifies our hearts. So we should not feel bad or depressed that we are suffering, we are facing some difficulties. We should not think that Krishna is ignoring us. We should just think that I did some mistake and I'm experiencing this suffering, but by experiencing this suffering, I will be purified and I will not repeat the same mistake. You understood, Brinda? You got it? Okay, thank you very much. Sorry. Next.
Prabhuji, my favorite part was the part where if you like put milk in a glass where something is already filled, it will overflow. And Prabhuji, can I answer the question that you asked? Why do we need to serve devotees?
Yeah, please.
See, because it's Gopi Pada Kamalaya or Dasa Dasanu Dasa, because they are the servants of Krishna, we should serve them.
And like by getting association of them, we might also become a pure devotee.
Very good. Wonderful perspective, Rhea. Excellent.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, how can I develop love for Krishna?
That's an amazing question at the conclusion of the class. How can we develop love for Krishna? How can we attain Krishna Prema? There is a way. Krishna Prema is Prayojan. Prayojan means the goal of life. But there's a process to attain that goal. Process is called Abhidaya, technically speaking. Abhidaya means process. And the process of attaining that goal of Krishna Prema is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. These are the 9 processes recommended for us to develop Prema for Krishna. And there is another, you know, right? Shravanam means hearing about the Lord. Kirtanam means singing the glories of the Lord, chanting his names. Smaranam means remembering the Lord. So these are the processes. But there's another process also mentioned, which is a part of this 9 only. Yasyam vai sruyamanayam Krishne paramapurushe bhaktirutpadyate pumsah shokam moha bhayapaha. Yasyam vai sruyamanayam, if you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishne paramapurushe bhaktirutpadyate. Bhakti means their prema, love. So our love for Krishna will be invoked. In short, we will develop love for Krishna by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay?
Okay, Vijay. Hare Krishna.
So with such a sweet question and remembrance of some nice shlokas from Bhagavatam, let's conclude today's session. I know other kids have a lot of questions. Now that it's almost 6:20, I don't want to extend so much. I'll take your questions tomorrow. Thank you so much.